Alright everyone, this is Gene, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about all the remaining project, because as you know by now, in a month or so, everything will be too cold for insect and other animals that I captured during all summer long to actually go out. So right now, right here is my carnivorous beetle. Really a nice animal. He is kept as the main animal in the bull vivarium. Oh, I guess he's going back in his burrow, or maybe he is hunting right now. There are some dogs in the background. Anyway, moving on. This is all the grass that I kept. I actually eliminate most of the grass that I used to have because, you know, I prefer moss. So this is some of the moss I am growing in there. Let me actually show it to you better. Let me just 2 seconds. So yeah, as I was saying, this is all my moss. There used to have some not Java fern, but simply just a piece of fern right here. But it is now been moved in another project. Speaking of which, this is the fern that I was talking about. And now it is in the moss vivarium. Ooh, there is a lot of glare. Not so bad. So, you can kind of see right there my little frog. She can actually climb walls. And she's really small, but I believe she's eating well. And if you're asking me what I'm feeding to her, I actually let the vivarium feed her, because when I collect all the moss and everything, a lot of really tiny insects were in there, and this is probably her main source of food. But once in a while I will put a little bit of really small animals, well, small insect rather, in there. So other than that little frog, there is 2 salamanders, so not the newt. The newt is back in the wild, remember? But 2 salamanders are in there. Let me just see if I can, oh, too much glare, if I can check that out, and they will be probably below that thing right there. Alright, so now that we have a top view. By the way, I just cut a really small ant. I'm going to put it in there, see if it eats or anything. But yeah, I'm just going to check out under that big piece of wood. Nope. No, I actually don't see them. Usually they're around there. Let me just put a piece of wood there. Oops. I have to be really gentle. Aha! There we go. Let me just zoom on that. Oh, sorry, 2 seconds. Alright, so you can see her head and her tail right here. Let me just poke her. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. So that one of the salamander. I should actually put more water in there. And I never tend to see the other one. Oh, maybe the other one is below the rock, not going to bother them too much. So I guess she have actually kind of create a little burrow. So I'm going to put back the nice little piece of wood right here. Interesting, there seems to be an egg or something right here. A white dot. Come on, zoom. Or is it a little mushroom? Ah, that's an actual mushroom. The little white dot is a mushroom. Just going to put that back. And then we have the last project of the summer. So the millipedes are still working on the dead body of the frog. Yeah, I'm really reluctant to actually publish the video when the frog is more like new, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty much nature as I explained it. Oh, there's some babies, isopod right there. Pretty young isopod. Not babies, but yeah, they are still pretty young. But yeah, as I explained, it's all a part of nature, and I couldn't really save the frog. Even if I released it back into the wild when she was still alive, I don't believe she would have actually made it. I'm just checking out under those stuff. Oh, there's some baby millipedes out there. But yeah, I just hope everyone will understand that I did my best to save the little frog named Hope, but sometimes frogs don't survive. So rather than disposing of her body by throwing it into the trash, I decided to put it in this vivarium so the millipedes and other little animals can actually eat it and return it to Mother Nature. But yeah, not a lot to talk about in this vivarium, as always. It's kind of my vivarium when I just put some dead leaves and just let the millipedes eat. There is quite a lot of animals in there. There used to be a lot of that millipede is really big. But yeah, there used to be always. It's the one that bite me the other day, and right now that's just poop. Just don't want that on my finger. But yeah, there used to be some wolves, spiders in this vivarium, but unfortunately I had a lot of frogs, and sometimes when I was too lazy to actually go and pick up some extra insect, I was just picking some either isopod or wolf spider from this vivarium. So at the end of the summer, there isn't a lot of interesting animals in there. Oh my god, you're still pooping, you're a pooping machine, you disgusting millipede. But yeah, the millipede are in here since the really early beginning of the summer. You can actually go and check out the really older videos of early summer to see them while I was actually picking up them and just measuring them. I believe that one was like 3-inch long, something like that. Something really impressive. You can kind of see the dead body of the frog getting buried and everything. So yeah, the millipede are really interesting animals. And they are really slow though, and don't do really a lot. But you know, if you're starting insect keeping, even if they are not technically insect, big millipedes like that are really easy to keep. You just have to like maybe just a container as small as this one. Oh, even smaller than that actually. I could actually have put one in the bowl vivarium and it would have done fine. So just a good old regular ball fish. Let me just compare. Yeah, like put some earth to right here, then put some moss and some dead leaves and everything, and just keep it out of direct sun, and this millipede would have done great. But yeah, since I had this 10 gallon available, I just decided, heck, why not put more millipede. I could have put way more millipedes. Right now I believe there is only 7 of them. But yeah, as you can see, they're always pretty much active. They are really slow, which is really good if you want to pick them out. And yeah, you can basically just forget them for a month, and as long as they have some dead leaf and some wood, they will do perfectly fine and even reproduce. So yeah, they had a great life in this vivarium, I believe. I mean, free of predators, and since they are pretty much blind, they might not even realize they were in captivity for that long, and basically they're just scavengers. They don't care really, as long as they have food and water and humidity and a place to hide. They are more than happy. I mean, they are your really perfect beginner insect for insect keeping, especially if you want to start a vivarium but don't want amphibian. Amphibian are really harder to keep, but millipedes, and never, like, I caught 7 of them. I pretty much didn't care that much. Like I just put some, as you can see, some dead leaves and dead grass and everything, and they are doing super well. So yeah, if you want to keep millipedes, just give them some veggies and they are going to do perfectly fine. I was actually doing an experience with the dead frog, and yeah, they're eating it apparently, which is pretty cool. Which remind me that I should actually put some water in there. Well, yeah, I guess so. But you know what? The hurt is still really humidified. My trick for this vivarium is that since it was in the open and outside all summer long, I just was able to put a lot of water in there, and then for pretty much the rest of the summer I didn't had to water it or anything. So yeah, anyway, that's all for all the projects. So as you can see, the low-tech paludarium isn't there any longer. Same for the native bucket. All those water projects are pretty much over. The dead leaf vivarium is pretty much over since the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it was really, it's kind of my main vivarium for food for other animals. Like if I need a millipede, boom, I can just pick one up and put him in another project. If I need to feed something, I can just boom, pick something up and throw it to the frogs, throw it to the minnows, anything. This vivarium, my god, was super interesting all summer long, especially with Medusa, and now, yeah, that frog is kind of interesting as well. yeah, I wish I still had the newt, but I guess I just had to release it. But yeah, the salamanders aren't really interesting. They're just hiding. Not going to keep them for too long. I never had such success with salamanders. But yeah, I wouldn't keep those vivarium inside. So if you live in a place where the climate allows you to keep the vivarium outside all year long, and just put them in a shady place, right? In here, like right now, this is the most direct light this vivarium gets. Sorry, barely enough for the moss and for that plants to grow a little, but it's like 1 hour each day of kind of direct light, but it's from the sunset, so nothing is going to die from that. But yeah, keeping vivarium is fun, easy, and really educational. This is why I'm going to keep capturing animals. Sorry, there was a fly around me. Keep capturing animals and creating some little containers like this one to learn more about animals. And yeah, as long as you bring them back in the wild when you're finished, exactly where you captured the animal, I really believe doing this is actually great for the environment, as it encourages all of us to actually learn from the animal we keep and gain some interest in them and try to protect them in the future. So thanks a lot everyone for watching. That's the reflection of my arm, and I will see you all real soon. Ciao.